algae. First, in the previous video, we have done algae. Now, bryophytes evolved from the algae, which is more advanced than algae. These are also known as amphibian plants because this group of plants requires land as well as water for their completion of life cycle, just like the amphibian animals. Now, here we'll discuss about these points, that is habitat, structure, then mode of reproduction, then their uh, different classes as well as economic importance. Now, habitat, the bryophytes prefer humid and moist shaded area where they will flourish, and other two classes, that is mosses, riverbirds, both of them requires that moist shady places. Now, structure, this is more advanced than algae, but they are also thalloid because they have no true root, stem, or leaf, but they having leaf-like, root-like, stem-like structure, and their roots are known as rhizoids. The main alternation of generation takes place here, and the main plant body is gametophyte, that is haploid structure, and it will give rise to gametes. That's why it is known as gametophyte. And the gametophyte is the differentiated structure thallus-like, having the rhizoids, which is root-like, which will help in absorbing the mineral water from the soil. And the upper portion is prostrate or erect. It may be prostrate, that is sleeping like, or erect, upright. Now, the gametophytic plant body is always haploid and it will give rise to it will synthesize the gametes. Now, the sex organs are known as antheridium, which is male reproductive organ, and the female reproductive organ is known as archegonia, which is flask shaped as well as jacketed. Such type of jacketed structure is there, and which will give rise to the egg. And antheridium will give rise to the anthrozoids, which is the male gamete, and this is biflagellated structure. Two flagella are there. Now, after the maturation of this anthrozoid, these anthrozoids through the water current will move and it will reach to the mouth of this archegonia, and it will enter there and it will undergo the process of fusion of gametes. After the fusion, the product will be zygote. This zygote will undergo the process of germination and it will develop into the structure known as sporophyte. Zygote will not undergo any meiosis, and that's why the sporophyte is diploid structure. This sporophyte is dependent; it is not having the independent structure. It is developed only on the gametophytic body. That's why for support as well as food, it is not green in color. It is not doing the process of photosynthesis for their nourishment as well as support. It is totally depending upon the gametophyte. That's why the dominant phase is gametophyte and sporophyte is depending upon that. Now, after that, the sporophyte will give rise to the haploid spores, and after the reduction division, meiosis, this sporophyte having special type of structure, that is full seta and capsule. The capsule will be at the inside the capsule. The reduction process will take place, meiosis will take place, and it will form the spores. These spores will come out, which is haploid in nature, and on the soil, it will undergo the process of germination to give rise to the gametophyte. In this way, we can see the alternation of generation. That is, the gametophyte will give rise to sporophyte, then the sporophyte will give rise to gametophyte. In this way, the alternation of generation will take place. Now, some of the economic importance of this bryophytes are, that is, Mexico. So many this bryophyta are used as food by birds, different mammals, different group of organisms. Then some of the members like sphagnum is used as fuel. Then because bryophytes has the water holding capacity, maximum water holding capacity, that's why they are used as the packaging material for packing the things. Now this bryophyta along with the lichen, they help in colonizing the rocks, and it will help in the process of succession, plant succession on the geosphere condition. Then because it is making the net-like structure, mesh-like structure with soil, that's why it can prevent the soil erosion. Now this bryophyta is divided into two classes, that is mosses and riverbirds. Both of them have habitat. They prefer the shady areas, humid condition, and they can also appear on the moist, shady area, tree trunk, etc. Now we'll discuss one by one. These mosses are having the structure having two stages. First stage is known as primary protonema, which is creeping-like structure, and that is green and filamentous. Now, it will give rise to the secondary protonema, which is upright structure, and that is present on the soil with the help of the rhizoids, which is helping in the absorption of minerals. Now, this leafy structure is will bears the sex organs, and the sex organs are in this one, archegonia and antheria. Now, here vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation as well as budding, and sexual reproduction by the process of oogaming that we already discussed through the archegonium and antherium. Antherium will give rise to the ethnozoids, and archegonia will give rise to the egg. After the fusion, they will undergo the process of development of sporophyte. Again, a sporophyte will undergo the process of meiosis to produce the spores, and these spores will germinate to give rise to gametophyte. In this way, the process will take place. In case of liverworts, this is one of the example is Markensia, which is thyroid structure, and it is dorsiventral. And on this thallus, the gamma cups produced. So here the vegetative reproduction takes place, as well as yes, sexual reproduction takes place by special type of birds or the gamma. And here on the thallus, the gamma cup is there, and inside the cup, the gamma are produced, which are acting as a spore. They will detach from the plant body and germinate to give rise to the new individual plant. Here the sexual reproduction again like that, and same way. And after the zygote formation, the zygote will germinate to give rise to the sporophyte, and which is attached on the plant body, plant body itself, which consists of three parts, that is foot, which is attached on the gametophyte, then the middle portion is seta, and capsule. Inside the capsule, the meiosis will take place and give rise to the spores. These spores will germinate to form the gametophyte. Here, when we are considering these two classes, mosses and liverworts, we can see that the sporophyte of liverworts is more elaborate than the mosses. And here, some portion of the spore dispersal mechanism is present, which is indicating about the evolution process. Now, some of the members are Funaria, Polytrichum, Sphagnum, etc. So, in this way, these are all about the bryophyta.
In this slide, we can see the bryophyta, the of plant kingdom, which is also known as the amphibians of plant kingdom. Bryophyta requires, they live on the soil, but they require water for their sexual reproduction. So their life cycle will complete with the help of terrestrial life as well as aquatic life. That's why it is known as amphibians among the plant kingdom. These are of the following types, that is liverwort, mosses, hornworts. Now they have various ecological and economic importance. These bryophyta colonize the soil. They help in the xerophytic succession. That means after the lichen, they are the important member to colonize the soil for the forest developing of the vegetation on the soil. Other than that, some of the mosses like sphagnum is the reservoir of organic carbon. Then they are also known as peat moss. Mosses are also required for the packaging material. Then they are helping in retaining the nitrogen in the soil. They make a net like structure in the soil, and hence they prevent soil erosion. Then mosses are capable of inhabiting various types of extreme environmental condition, and they are mainly found in the moist area, wetlands, etc. In this slide, we can see the life cycle of bryophyta. Here in this figure, we can see different types of bryophyta. This figure is showing the Markensia. This is the female thallus, and this is male thallus. In bryophyta, the plant body is known as thallus because we know that here the true root, stem and leaves are absent. In place of the true root, rhizoids are present, and leaf-like structure, stem-like structure is there. Here, this thallus bears the archegoniophore, that is female plant, and this is anthridiophore, that is male plant. Here this figure is showing the funaria. This is the till here it is gametophyte and this portion is sporophyte. Here sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte and for the support as well as the food. They are not photosynthetic in nature. That's why this gametophyte is dominant in the life cycle of this bryophyta. This figure is showing the sphagnum, the peat. Now here this is the life cycle of a typical moss. Where in here it exhibits the alternation of generation which is of haplodiplontic type. Here we can start with this gametophyte. This gametophyte is the independent structure and this will give rise to the gametes, that is sperm and antheridium, egg and antheridium. Then the antheridium will come here, it will enter into the this through the venter and it will fertilize the egg cell. After fertilization they will form the zygote. This zygote will develop into the sporophyte. This sporophyte will develop on the plant body, that is the gametophyte itself. It has no independent existence and depend upon the support as well as for food for this on this gametophyte itself. It will not perform the activity of photosynthesis. This sporophyte will undergo the process of meiosis and after meiosis they will produce the spores. This is the capsule and this is the seta and this is now here this spores will come out and these spores will undergo germination process. The spores are haploid because they are formed due to the this meiosis and now these spores will undergo germination to form the this gametophytic structure. In this way the life cycle completes and the alternation of generation occurs between in the life cycle and that is known as haplodiplontic type of life cycle. In this slide we can see the economic importance of bryophyta. Bryophyta have various ecological uses as we have already discussed. Then it is utilized as a source of food, then as pollution indicator. So, many activities of bryophyta helps in the antibiotic, that is medicinal industry. Now the some here we can see some of the species of Markensia utilized for various purposes like Markensia polymorpha, Markensia stellata, then Polytrichum commune possess anti-tumor properties. So, in case of tumor they are utilized. Then the dried sphagnum boiled in water and that decoction is used in the treatment of hemorrhage as well as disease of eyes. Hemorrhage, that means bleeding, to stop bleeding. Then tea of Polytrichum commune can help in dissolving the stone of kidney and gallbladder. In this way they have some medicinal uses, that is why they are utilized in the pharmaceutical industry. Then they are also utilized as preventive agent, as we have already discussed. They are also helping in preventing the soil erosion. This is the ecological uses. Then source of fuel, then packaging material. So these are some different uses of bryophyta.